Hey guys, this is going to be a video of my WE 1911. As you know, I do have some videos up on it. I think I've had it for about 4.5 months now. Got it a couple days after last day of school. Pretty cool pistol. Like it. Got it off of eVike for $98. Pretty good deal. Until I put about, I don't know, 7,000, 8,000 rounds through it. Maybe a little more. I don't know. Well, this video is basically on what I think is going wrong with this pistol. If any of you guys can help, then that'd be really awesome. Tell me what I need to fix it. I know everything's fine with the, pretty sure everything's fine with the slide. Pretty sure everything's good with that. I think the things that are going wrong is in the trigger mech. Stuff's going wrong here, I can tell. When I shoot it, trigger is so light that it will triple or even quadruple tap when I pull it once. When I pull the trigger once, it will just go brrrr, and then it'll stop. It won't just keep doing that, but I'm not sure if it's either the trigger is so light that it's automatic and the reset is getting messed up that it's automatically pulling the trigger for me, or with a lot of people the hammer is getting too weak to be held down. Don't know. I really want you guys to know I'm a beginner airsofter, and I really would like to be I'd like to get better with gas blowback pistols, but something different that I don't think should happen is right here in the disconnector, right there. As you can see, when I pull the trigger, it wiggles. Don't know if that's common or not, but don't know. And like with lots of pistols, lots of 1911s, there is always a problem with the beaver tail safety. Mine is actually doing quite well in that. It's doing really good. I know it's actuated by a long brass metal rod, not a rod, but you know what I mean. I think most people know what I'm talking about. But it's in the mainspring housing, which basically keeps tension in this. That is doing fine. Pretty sure that has nothing to do with anything, but it still works. As you can see, can't pull the trigger, pull it down, it fires. Alright, that's not the problem. Now I have half cock feature, barely stays there. Slightest movement and this thing will go forward. It's not very good. Pretty sure it's something wrong with my disconnectors because they don't work right. This right here should be down. That time it worked, but for some reason sometimes it just doesn't work. And when it's fully up, like usual, this one is supposed to be down, which it is. It's good. But what shouldn't happen is if I pull the hammer back, it should not come up, because if you, for realism of course, you're not allowed to just pull the hammer back and fire. WE put this in their design, which completely made everything in the trigger mech difficult, and they just did not perfect it. And obviously, like a real gun, you have to rack the weapon for it to fire. Well, that worked. However, now with it in full position right here, I can just pull the hammer down and fire. You're supposed to have it in upward position, rack the slide, which, you know, makes sense, but WE made it too complicated, did not correct it. Really, really bad idea. Just was not a good idea. From time to time, it still works, correct, but, you know, it's just little things that can mess up your gun. Also, if you can see, I don't know if you guys will be able to see, but you see that silver piece right there? Not silver, but you see that shiny piece? Well, shiny piece right there. The black stuff on my finger is pointing right at it. That right here. That is not supposed to be silver. It's supposed to be painted. You know what that is? That's whenever I pull the trigger, hammer comes, hits that, and it's literally worn down. Not worn down, but literally it's smushed up, which is ridiculous. Why couldn't they? It's probably pot metal, knowing it's WE, and the hammer itself is also worn down. Silver spot, it's hard to tell. You can kind of see the silver spot right where I was pointing, but with the hammer, it's ridiculous, okay? The hammer itself is worn down as well, where it's hit the same spot. They've both been wearing on each other, which is reasonable, but I don't know why WE could have spent a couple bucks to make that steel or titanium so that would not happen. Or, if you really didn't want to do that, put a less powerful spring in the hammer. Because the hammer is really, really strong. It's pretty tough. Goes by pretty fast. Not now, because it's messed up. I'm going to go grab the slide for you guys for a second. Alright, I have the slide, and I'll put it on for you guys. Another thing, putting the slide on is pretty problematic. Something that I think was my fault, though, with the actuators and the sear disconnectors, these brass things poking out of the trigger mech, as you can see, is, hopefully I can do this right. Well, I did not know, because like I said, I'm an amateur. I was forcing the safety on while the hammer was up. That is not good. You're supposed to have the hammer activated to have the safety. Did not know this. So, you know, another thing that I just really messed up on. Sorry, the camera won't focus, but yeah, safety. It's ambidextrous, which I think was a good idea, but not, because it's really slack and really loose, but it's almost tightened itself, and you can almost activate it pretty well ambidextrously. Still works. I mean, it's there for you lefties. It doesn't have an ambidextrous mag release, though. It's just on the left side. Big ugly orange tip. Pretty sure it's just glued on here. I never took the time to pull it off, just because I put so many rounds through here and I shot it a lot. I literally shot it so much that I've never even had a game in this, and now everything's going down. One thing that I do think is wrong with the slide, though, is that basically when I shoot a BB, alright, another thing, it's really hard to get this slide off. I literally have to put my thumb here and pry it off. It literally should just slide off. But, another thing that I think is this disconnected thing. The disconnector sears has something to do with that. Put that on my leg. I believe that the piston head is absolutely terrible in this pistol, okay? It had shot with really high power, but then when I switched to propane, so things went haywire. I guess I was shooting the pistol without silicone oil a lot, and it was busting it up. But, like I said, I don't know. it probably just, I don't know, but I wasn't using enough silicone oil in it, so it was busting up, and I don't know. Now it's gone to junk. Now it's pretty much broken because it shoots like a pea shooter. And another thing wrong, which I think was a lemon, was my hop up. Okay, my hop up is terrible. It literally will not. I'll put it in all the way up, one shot, and then I open up the mag after I take off the slide and look at it for the second shot. I mean, I shoot it, and then I take the slide off and look at it, and it's all the way in the regular position. That's how bad the hop up is. It does not stay in position. It's terrible. I don't know why. I think it was just mine, because I didn't do nothing to it to make it that way. And that's the piston and the hop up are the only bad thing about this pistol. I know not to get a WB 1911 anymore. Part of it was my fault though, with the safety and everything, which is, you know, beginners bad thing. By the way, the threads on this is terrible. From literally just not messing around with it, but just maybe putting it on a table, it literally wears off the paint and it messes up the threads. So after, it'd be reasonable to say, after putting a silencer on and off 3 times, there would be no orange on here. It'd probably be silver. That's how terrible the paint on this, and look how many nicks there are in this thing. It's ridiculous. Overall, I still think it was a good buy. Lasted me a while. It did pretty good for a WB product. I just wish I would have saved my money a little bit longer. Maybe ordered from somewhere in Hong Kong and got a TM. I don't know. But if you guys know what replacement parts I can use to help bring back my lower frame, then I will definitely buy those without a doubt, and then probably buy a new slide. Another thing is, where the hammer hits up on the, looks like a pin, like in the real gun it's a pin, which ignites the primer on the bullet. Well, where that is, it's literally worn out. And I think that's another thing. They didn't put the hole farther out, so, like I mentioned earlier in the video, when I shot the gun, it rubbed up against the silver spot right there, and it wore that up. I think they should have made that out of, it's probably made out of pot metal, but they really should have made that out of steel, made it stick out farther, so the hammer actually hit up against it, and not in here. Silly things that they just did not recognize at all. And yeah. And but if you know what's happening, then I can post a video. And also another thing, my mag is leaking, and I didn't do nothing to it either. I literally just stored it in a box, in the original box, for quite a while, and then pulled it out after it was working fine, tested it, and it was leaking. And now I was going to originally get green gas so I could run silicone oil through the gun without the without propane, because the gun still works, but it doesn't, and it doesn't. It's hard to explain. But now, since like the problem originally I had was the green gas that I have at my local store, the nozzle is not long enough, so it won't reach down in my MU mag with the base plate on it. And the first mag that I have with no base plate is leaking, so there's no way I can use it. So I can't buy green gas, and I can't run a good amount of silicone oil through here to get it to kick started again. Also, one day, which started these problems, not started the problems, but started making it bad, was I put way too much silicone over the gun because it was running really rough, and I think I put so much silicone and it got gunked up, and I'm afraid to go into the trigger mech because I'm going to lose parts and immobilizing my gun. So, I don't know. If you guys can help me out, I'd really, really appreciate it. Be awesome. But, other than that, that's pretty much it. Alright, well, see if I can put the slide back on for a second here. I can show you another problem that this pistol has. But I think just with all the pistols, you know, if you put the slide back on, sometimes the spring gets stuck on stuff, which is fine. Another thing, though, is that I don't like with WE's design is that the recoil rod just sits there. On the TMs, they have a hole through it, and then they have a pin running out the hop-up base, so it locks in, which is a really good design by TM. I don't know why WE didn't do this, but oh well. Those springs, though, this main spring right here seems to be doing fine. There's nothing wrong with that at all. It's actually doing quite well. Yeah. Alright. Put this back on and I can show you another thing that makes me want to point at the trigger mech for the problems. Trigger is so worn out, the springs are so worn out, the hammer is supposed to stay down. Most of the time, look what happens. Okay, it's cooperating now, but most of the time, when I let the gun go, the hammer will go with the hammer. I mean, the slide goes down, the hammer strikes it, which will make an involuntary shot, which is really bad. I could probably do it now, pushing it down. See there, it's supposed to stay down, but the hammer went with it, which would have made an involuntary shot, so it would have automatically kept racking the slide and firing, like full auto, which is not good. It's not what you want. You're not going to want to put a mag in, pop it back, and it automatically starts shooting. Not only is it a minor safety hazard, I really don't care, but it might really damage the pistol, and I'm sure that's not good for the disconnectors in here. That's probably breaking the junk out of them, so that's pretty bad. So if you guys can help me out, then tell me. And if you want me to show you something, or like if you want me to show you something, or you want me to point something out in detail just so you can help me out, please do so. Please ask me. Drop me a comment. Anything. I just really want you guys to help me out because, well, I'm stuck at the moment. Can't really do much. So that's pretty much it. See you guys later.